This video is not about any type of art community drama. Who can we cancel this time? What I'm going to be talking about today is very specific, but every artist should know these specific things about things that artists do, big or small, but primarily the big ones who people tend to idolize, that are just simply unhealthy, dishonest, or cause problems in the art community or just for artists in general. Oddly enough, I really avoid voiceover things. I'm kind of shy and introverted and don't like to share my thoughts that much. I'm a very opinionated person and I'm passionate about certain topics, but I am terrified of the online artscape and people online and how they can misconstrue things and get so offended by things and really just get so attached to specific artists that they just don't want to hear what anyone has to say. So I've avoided and put off making these types of videos for a while, also because I don't want to be one of those channels that farms drama and drums up, scenarios that will get people to argue that are a little bit more subjective, or even things that will put me in a positive light and other people in a negative light. It's really just about speaking about the truth behind certain issues. That's really my main focus as an artist. That being said, the information that I really want to talk about today is how when you go either on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, you'll see an artist make a video about giving advice for something or posturing themselves as an expert in a particular thing. And to be honest, the information or tips that they give are either super general, like milk toast, or they're extremely subjective to that artist's experience. And they will not posture it that way. They will say, no, this is true. This is what you, quote, should be doing. This is what you should not be doing. This is how you do this. And I'm not talking about art tutorials. I'm talking about advice on being an artist, growing as an artist, what to do when you feel stuck as an artist, or the most prolific one, how to grow your social media or your community online as an artist. These are the ones, it's the creme de la creme of issues that I've noticed for a long time. But recently I was on YouTube and I turned on my watch history again, because personally, I don't watch many diverse channels. I sort of have some comfort channels that I watch, but I'm trying to branch out a little bit more. So I turned on the recommendations, which turns on watch history. I mainly just was tired of getting all these recommendations that I did not like. So I turned it off for a while, but I just recently turned it back on. And so thankfully it actually has refined it a little bit more. So I'm seeing more artist videos and quote unquote speed paints. And I don't put speed paint in my video titles because people are super offended by that. That's not the right term, whatever, I don't really care, but I want to be as accurate as possible so I don't have people like that in my comment section. So anyway, I've been getting a lot of good recommendations, but a lot of them are to me bothersome because it's coming from these popular artists who are really out of touch with reality. I clicked on a video that was talking about the need to get off of social media and to not use social media to grow as an artist, but to go out and get a job by promoting yourself outside of social media and getting better at art. Again, to me this is common sense and it's true. My issue was with the take of coming from an artist that is ridiculously, popular, that you don't need social media to grow or to get a job. And this to me, it's so misleading because it's going to create a sense of defeatism in artists, because it's like you only should get this type of art job or go into this lane of artistry, like working at a company and being a part of a contract obligation or taking commissions. And while that's obviously totally fine, it's just funny because a lot of these artists are not doing that. They don't share their income, what they do for work. A lot of what you know about them is that they have mass following through YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever it may be, and that's all you know. So them giving advice about saying that social media is not important to grow as an artist or to get a job or to make a living, it makes no sense because they are most likely making a living off of their social media presence. It just seems incredibly hypocritical, and a lot of the time they get a lot of views and traction. Good for them, that's fine, but the way they're doing it is what I disagree with. They're doing it by giving some of the most basic information possible and dragging, what is it called? They are baiting you along the whole video, sort of getting to the point, but not really. Like, for an example, it's like, here's how I grew my follower count and blah blah blah, just so you know, followers are not important. Here's how I did it. It's like, well, first of all, it's important in general general, I'm never going to be that person that says they're not important. I'm going to say that they are not the most important thing that defines an artist's value, but they absolutely are important. I will never tell someone or make them feel dumb for wanting to get more followers, but I will never also encourage them to obsess over it and be one of these big influencers that are like, oh no, of course I don't care about them. Well, it's easy for you to say. You have like 312,000 people following you. Like, that's crazy. So that's one issue. But two, the videos are like, here's how you get out of art block. Art block is when you can't draw, and when you get art block, it's really difficult to get back in the swing of things. So what do I do about art block? Well, first of all, I just try really hard to draw something. I also remember that art block is okay, and that it's just talking. It's not actually giving you advice. It's literally just talking about things that exist that you already know, saying it in a long video format, a bunch of flashy stuff on the screen, and then they're like, and thanks for watching this video. You learned nothing. You were given no substance or value in that video. But people are naive, and they're in these comments like, oh my goodness, this helped me so much. How? What did they do? All they did was sit there and say, here's how I get rid of my art block. I tried to draw again. I get inspired. I tried to draw and I reference things. It's like, right, I think art block's a little bit more difficult than that. It's not always the same thing. Sometimes you're burnt out physically. Sometimes you have no ideas, and they don't talk about what ideas. They're kind of just like, you can go get inspired, go to Pinterest, next topic. It's like, what? That's not good advice. Like, this is not helpful at all. So that's just one part of the overall problem that I've noticed with bigger artists online, even smaller ones who are trying to be bigger and won't admit it, but they are. Just the useless information, the hoarding of resources, and they say, I'm going to share all my resources, and they truly never do. And if they do, it's always behind a paid course. Every single time. It's insane to me that this is so normal. I don't even think artists are acting like artists anymore. They're acting like online celebrities. It's just strange to me. And to segue what I just said, we will go into the next section of things that artists do online that I think is unhealthy, and that is literally acting like a celebrity. I saw this not only in the recent video I was referencing in the first part of the video, I've seen this on TikTok, I've seen like videos giving art tips, I've seen it on YouTube with videos talking about art tips, growth, a vlog, whatever it may be. Just this ridiculous way that they like to nurture that reaction from people where they're like, oh my goodness, I love you so much, you're like so inspiring to me, and like, oh thanks, you're so cute. I've literally seen them say that. I think that's super weird, and people are going to be like, how dare you not want to support people getting attention for what they do? Well, no, first of all, that's not what art is about anyway. It's a facet. I'm going to be the first to say that, and that is different than infatuation. Attention is appreciation. Infatuation is idolization. Those are two totally different things. I really enjoy seeing very few people who have a good head on their shoulders and they're like well balanced, like psychologically and emotionally, who either can say to the artist on the video or the content that they're making, like, hey, I kind of disagree with that, or this seems ironic coming from you because of someone in your position who, I'm not saying you have never struggled, but are currently not seeming to struggle with anything and don't really have that uphill battle that most artists do. It's so refreshing, and they're so hard to find, and I actually try to nurture that in my personal online space. I don't want people to just blindly say everything I do is great. Obviously I don't want hate all the time, but I truly would despise my existence if everything I did was fantastic and wonderful, and people were like sycophantic towards me. It would make me feel sick to my stomach. And I'm not saying that this is an unheard of interaction or type of person online. I'm saying it's a lot less common because, one, there are so many young people online now, and they are so easily impressed upon. They're very emotional. They don't have other commitments, so art becomes their like whole personality, which is totally fine. I mean, I was obsessed with art as a kid, but I had other interests like sports, video games, swimming, running around outside. And so basically what I'm saying is that these bigger artists who are already out of touch with reality as it is find these other people, could be any age, honestly. The majority of them happen to be young teens or kids or people in their early 20s who are very insecure, and they love to garner the attention from these people and feed off of it and keep them coming back for more, even if it means they don't provide anything for them, they don't necessarily care about them, you know what I mean, or know them personally. And so, not that I know that they don't know them. I'm saying this is how it comes across. It comes across as incredibly insincere, that they just love the droves of attention and they want that type of person there, and they cater their content around that. So again, it doesn't have to be high value. They just know that the people who watch it will say that it is and roll with anything. And of course, I believe in individual responsibility. But again, these artists who make this type of content or posture themselves that way know better than to do that. And they keep doing it anyway because they know it's going to work. They know they're going to get paid. They know they're going to get likes. They know they're going to be just fine, really. I hope I haven't been all over the place while discussing this topic. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet while also fitting the length of this video. And I think I have one more topic that I can cover about things that artists do, the bigger ones, just artists in general, but obviously the bigger ones have more impact. Not that they can help that, but sometimes they want that. The point I'm trying to get at is sometimes artists don't have to say anything at all to cause problems, and I'm going to explain. And I get that sounds super strange, but let me explain. So recently, I don't know if you've heard about this. If you haven't, good for you. So it means you have a life. Not that people online don't, but what I'm saying is there's this new, so when an artist makes a video or content in general and puts it online, a lot of the time they only need to do a few certain things to get immediate traction on that thing. I hope that snap wasn't loud. In any case, recently there's been a trend in these specific glasses online. Celebrities are wearing them, everyday content creators are wearing them, fashionable quote unquote people are wearing them, and it goes to show how quickly trends happen and also how quickly people jump on them and immediately they become valuable for some reason. So now on my feed there's a surge of videos on different places of social media that people are wearing these glasses, not prescription or anything, I don't think. They just seem like cosmetic glasses. And so I realized that people will literally stop and click on something if someone is wearing these glasses. It's actually hilarious to me how easily this kind of thing happens online. And to me, artists have adapted that gimmick. They utilize that to get views on their things. And to me, it's like, it'd be different if you sincerely liked something, but a lot of what artists are doing nowadays is just what is trendy. So it could be what they wear, what they drink. I mean, if you have a matcha, if you make it in your video or you're drinking it, or you go to a cafe and order it, you're getting views, immediately. And then everyone's talking about how great it is. And I'm glad you all have a drink that you like. I'm just not understanding that type of hive mentality. I'm not the first person to think or feel this way. I just did not expect it to happen so easily with the art community. And even better, if you have a matcha and you're making it at home and you have one of those glass straws and you put it in one of those glass cups that have the little fruits or something on it, guaranteed tons of interaction. I mean, a ton. It's just so funny to me that this is a thing. And to me, it's not, I just think it's laughable. It's like, why are we playing a caricature of a person? Why are you not being yourself? Because everyone is so unique. So we can't all be the same. You know what I mean? And in the art community with people who post online, whether big or small, they adapt that mentality with what they do. It can be their desk setup, their studio. I don't know how else to say it. It's just very hive mind type. For some reason, we have forsaken originality in favor of being trendy and being have you seen this new thing? And have you drawn this new thing? And have you watched this new thing? And you have to get this new thing. It's who cares? And so when artists complain at the state of social media, but then actively contribute to the state of social media, it's so dumb to me. You are literally the person you apparently disagree with. You say you hate trends, but you join them. And there's a difference between joining a temporary trend and applying it in your own unique way personally to what you do, and constantly jumping on every single trend that ever exists all the time. And there's always going to be those people. Again, you got two polarized sides of this whole argument. You'll have the people that say, well, you're just jealous. It's jealous of what? That's the whole point of what I'm saying. Why are we envying this? It's not even that nice. I mean, it's fine. It's just why are we idolizing it so much? Then you have the other side of it, which is just say you hate artists. It's what? No, I just, why do they care so much about materialistic things? It just completely goes against artistry to care more about trends and the appearance of things, materialism, consumerism. That is not what being an artist is, really. So all I'm saying is that this is a call for accountability, is that if artists want to see things be different, they need to do different things. And I get it. Social medias can be really harsh, but they're being fed by what people are watching, and the users dictate trends, the demographic, what gets popular, what doesn't, and they blame the algorithm every time. Sometimes it's not the algorithm. I mean, it literally has no feelings. Sometimes it's us and what we gravitate toward. And so when we constantly only interact with things that are trendy and then say we hate trends, it makes absolutely no sense. It's very, just defeats all logic. As someone who really tries not to follow trends, my highest function is sincerity. When I see people be oh yeah, this person's so underrated and this this is so messed up the way social media works. It's like the main user on social media is what's causing this. It's artists who are causing the issue. At the end of the day, we can throw fits and argue online and do all these silly things. It's not what being an artist is about. And people say they want to reconnect with the whole purpose of community, with the intention of growing together, but they're not changing what they do. And they say, oh, I hate drama online, but then they feed into drama online. It's like, this is so dumb. Just focus on art, what you like doing, what you're here for, what you feel your purpose is, being an artist in general, but especially online, knowing how much impact we can have and how we can influence each other. If we're not positively influencing each other to be better and to be sincere, then I'm not sure what we're expecting on social media. But I think I rambled enough. I really don't know if any of this made sense. I'm not good at making videos. I'm just doing what I can. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. I mean, I hate to be that person, but feel free to, if you'd like, subscribe for future videos, maybe even comment topics you would like me to discuss, because that would really help me. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I do hope you enjoyed the artwork and the video overall, and I'm so thankful that you watched this far, and I hope to see you in my next one. Anyways, I'm not good at goodbyes. I don't want to be like, bye. I don't know how to do it, so I'll see you later.